Hello, Professor Cadney's here, and I wanted to welcome you to week 7. We are halfway through the semester after this week, and I'm really proud of you for where you've come so far. I've been really enjoying reading your work, so I wanted to give you a few shout outs and then also to give you some information to review for your midterm exam. So, your midterm exam is a short multiple choice exam this week that you will do. It's untimed, so you can feel free to use all of your notes, to use your book, to really think about your answers before you answer them. It's not due until Sunday, so you have some time to think about your answers and make sure that everything is as you would like it to be. Okay, so for the midterm, you really need to make sure that you do a good job on it. So try your very best on the midterm, just because it has a higher point value than some of the other assessments that we've done in the class. So it's not something to just sort of like click, 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 and be like, oops. So we'll review for that. I'm enjoying reading your Places of Great Importance essays. I wanted to shout out to Darice, who gave a really, really wonderful essay that was talking about the importance of her grandmother's house, and I could really relate to that because of how much time I spent at my grandparents' house when I was younger. So I appreciated how well she did with that essay, particularly with organizing the essay and then talking about the specific details of things that happened there, like hair braiding and playing and being with other family members. So that was excellent. And if you can just bear with me for a second while I pull up another example that was really particularly good. Okay, look at Desiree's for a second. Yes. So Desiree did a really great job of talking about her experience in the Philippines, and again talking about some nostalgic details, just like we were looking at Eudora Welty, and she talked about the nostalgia of playing different games in the streets with her friends, and of a particular person who was important in this place as well. A lot of you, as you're writing your place of importance essays, you have been writing about a person who was important in that place too. So I really appreciated that, and I think that's a great strategy. If you got a low score on for example, on the essay expansion part, and you would like to find a way to expand, one great way to do that is to add a paragraph about a person who was in that place. So you're going to be working on revising these essays as well. So that's another task for this week, is to look at all my feedback and then create your revisions. And I just wanted to talk, I think, for a moment about Vivian's as well. Yes. Right. So Vivian's essay was really great because it was not just about the place, but about what went into getting the place. She was talking about her new her home, and how she saved and was able to get to the point of owning a home. So again, not just about the space itself, but like how the space came to be and came to be important in her life. So another great example of a place of importance essay. So I just want to pull up briefly for myself to remind myself of some of the questions for your midterm exam, just to make sure that we're good with what to do for it. Now, there are a bunch of questions about subject-verb agreement, and there are questions about saying whether sentences are grammatically correct. So is the subject-verb agreement right? Is it a run-on or a fragment? If you have questions about how to do that, I would say ask me before you take the exam. That would be really excellent. And I'm just going to give you other feedback right now. Okay, you need to know about sensory details. So sensory details can be used to help you expand essays. Those are the the 5 senses. Remember, I was forgetting the sense of hearing in the last video. So you need to know that, yes, you can use those both in poetry and then also in your essays to expand them. And The other way that you can expand an essay is to ask who, what, where, when, why questions. So if you're like, I feel like I've said enough in this paragraph, but it's maybe only 2 sentences and you're like, it's not really working well. And let's say you wrote about your experience playing hopscotch as a kid. You can ask yourself, well, why did we play hopscotch? And then you can expand the paragraph by saying, oh, we played hopscotch because our parents wanted us out of the house, right? And then you can talk a little bit more about that. Or how did we play? And then you can give rules. So these questions can help to expand essays. Remember that the type of essays that we've done so far are narrative essays. We're about to head into analytical essays, which is really exciting. We're going to talk about technology next and talk about how to write a college essay that's analytical. So I would say in college, there's a variety of types of essays that you'd write, but the two main types are narrative, which are reflections that involve your own personal experiences, like we've done, the storytelling, narrative, and then there's persuasive and analytical, where you're really breaking concepts down in a more academic way, and that's what we're going to do from now until the end of the semester. So right now you've done narrative, and that's storytelling. Remember that mindfulness, those activities that we're doing, are just about awareness. And let's see, is there anything else that remember also that in is never a verb. I've said that multiple times on videos, and a lot of you are still trying to make in a verb. So you can't in something. But in is a preposition, it's not a verb. And I think that's pretty much, that should help you on the exam. If you listen to this and you're like, uh-oh, I forget this one thing, again, feel free to email me about it. Yeah, I think that should pretty much do it. Remember, you can use any resources that you would like, including, for the exam, the only thing is that I'm not going to give you the direct answer to a question if you're confused about it, but you can certainly talk to a friend about it if you want to. You can look in your book. You can use the internet to research things if you want to. Do whatever would help you. This is what is called in the educational world formative assessment, which means that it's not just asking you about what you remember, but taking the test is helping to reinforce concepts and is helping you actually to remember these concepts going forward. In terms of your midterm grade that gets recorded on MyCCP, that's not the grade that you get on this test. That's your overall grade. So if your grade is an 80 or above, when I enter that in, which is probably not until the end of not this week, but the following week, so there's a little bit of time, but it's not going to be, let's say you bomb this and you get like a 50 on it, but you still have an 80 or above, your midterm grade would go in as a P, okay, because you'd be passing. Okay, so it's whatever your overall grade is showing on Canvas is what you are going to get. But again, if you have any questions about the assessment, let me know. This will be true for your 99 midterm as well. So good luck. Remember, your main tasks for this week are for 98 are to finish your place of great importance essay, and then also to do this midterm exam. And again, congrats on getting this far, and I look forward to the rest of the semester.